What's up guys, it's Tom here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool news video. And today's video we have some great news and some bad news about Liverpool's transfer strategy. And there is a big reason why Liverpool's net spend is around £25 million per year under Jurgen Klopp, and I still am blaming the owners FSG, because when Liverpool were on top in 2020 and when we were actually better than Manchester City, who built a juggernaut of a team, and now they are set to win the treble. It's really painful for me to say that, because Man City should have been banned from Europe. They should have been demoted to League 2 or something like the amateur leagues in England because of 115 breaches of financial fair play rules. But it looks like it's inevitable if Man City don't get sanctioned for breaking financial fair play rules by UEFA or by the Premier League, that sooner or later with Pep Guardiola Man City will win the Champions League. And this might be the year, because they just absolutely destroyed Real Madrid yesterday. It could have been 7-0 if it wasn't for Courtois. So let me know, how do you see that? Do you think Man City are ruining football? I certainly think so. And if Liverpool spent just a little bit more money, then we would have been able to compete with Man City this season as well. And one of the reasons, and David Lynch gave an extended interview, he's a very reputable journalist and I value his opinion highly, and he said that the investment in the Anfield Road stand has cost Liverpool at least one player per transfer window due to the way it was financed. So it wasn't the owners who basically loaned Liverpool money with an interest-free loan, as it was before with previous stadium developments. Liverpool themselves had to take out a loan to finance expanding the stadium, and that's why we haven't been able to sign 4 players since 2021, which is a lot if you think about it. Liverpool are basically 2 or 3 midfielders short right now. And I mean, imagine where Liverpool would be if we would have been able to sign one more player for 30, 40, 50 million pounds in each transfer window since 2021. That would have been massive in terms of the difference between Liverpool finishing 1 point behind Man City, losing the Champions League final, and this season we might miss out on the Champions League by 1 or 2 points. One more signing in each transfer window is massive. It's a massive difference. And basically David Lynch confirmed that the completion of the Anfield Road stand project is expected to free up funds, to free up a lot of money, allowing for necessary signings. Regardless of the investment update, Lynch firmly stated there should be serious questions to answer if Liverpool does not make significant moves in the transfer market. And David Lynch said Liverpool still generates an awful lot of cash. We are one of the richest clubs in the world. We have one of the biggest revenues. We are the 4th biggest club when it comes to the value of the club. And we are also up there in the top 5 when it comes to money generated. So David Lynch affirmed that I do expect this to be a sort of a really big summer. So it looks like with Liverpool finishing this Anfield Road stand development, and we are done with financing that will free up the necessary cash to make one more transfer in each transfer window, which means that around 50 to 100 million pounds could be spent on transfers than we would have had available, which means that hopefully Liverpool can spend at least 150 million pounds net, but even 250 million pounds in total needs to be spent. And of course players will be sold to really get back to where Liverpool belong, which is challenging for the Premier League, challenging for the Champions League. I don't just want Liverpool to fight for top 4 next season and to ultimately finish in the top 4. I want Liverpool to get back to being in the semi-finals of the Champions League, being in the Premier League title race, because I think Liverpool are one of the only teams, probably one of 2 or 3 teams that could stop this juggernaut of a Man City side. I mean, we already stopped them in the Champions League before, we already stopped them in the Premier League title race once. But we need Liverpool to increase their investment if we want to compete with Manchester City. This summer transfer window is absolutely critical for the future of Liverpool, with potential incomings, exits and the evolution of the team's formation. This summer promises to be an exciting period for Liverpool fans and for Liverpool players as well. David Lynch insights provide a glimpse into the possible strategies and moves Liverpool might make, and I will detail that in this video for you guys. And David Lynch believes that this shift of Liverpool experimenting with this 3-2-3 formation is here to stay. He said there's certain elements of it that are not dissimilar to what was being tried early in the season. I think it's here to stay because I think there's certain elements of it that are not dissimilar to what was being tried, you know, earlier. And what Liverpool need to do is we need to spend whatever money we have available very, very smartly. And hopefully the Liverpool scouts and the Liverpool recruitment team is working extra hours, extra hard to get the best possible transfers for the money that we have available, because Liverpool have to absolutely squeeze everything out of each transfer window going forward. And that's the big difference between Liverpool and state-owned clubs like Manchester City and Newcastle. They can write off 50-60 million pound transfers. If they don't work, they just sell them for a big loss and they sign them the next player. And if it works, great. If not, they bin them off 1 or 2 seasons after, and then they sign the next player. Liverpool cannot afford that. And many other clubs, apart from maybe Real Madrid and Newcastle now and Man United, maybe they can afford writing off 50 million pound players as failures if they really fail, and sign the next one for the same amount. But Liverpool can't do that. And I mean, Manchester City shouldn't be able to do that either, because they don't have the revenues to compete with even the likes of Liverpool. And according to financial fair play rules, they shouldn't be able to spend unlimited amounts of money. Basically, I mean, Haaland is on almost £1 million per week. His contract is absolutely crazy. It's something like 800-900,000 pounds per week, and yet Man City fans are claiming Haaland is cheap. He only cost 50 million. I mean, what a load of nonsense. If Man City were banned from Europe, like UEFA initially banned them for Europe for 2 years, they wouldn't even be in the Champions League. But because the ban was because the sanctions were time barred, basically they expired, they appealed to the Court of Arbitration for Sport. And that's how incredibly rich Man City are, that they can hire just 50 lawyers for an incredible like 20-30 million pounds, and they can sue UEFA into bankruptcy. And that's what Man City were threatening UEFA to do. That's what blows my mind. UEFA, the governing body of football in Europe, who should be above all the clubs and who should be able to ban any club that they want if they truly break the rules, they were scared of Man City, and Man City also got away with it on a technicality. And that's why I don't understand why the Premier League is taking so long to actually punish Manchester City, because they are about to win yet another Premier League title, their 5th Premier League title in 6 years, and nobody really would give Man City the correct praise. I mean, the fans certainly won't give them the correct praise. The media is having a love-in with Man City, and yes, they play very entertaining, great football, but it's a state-owned sports washing project. Man City should not be able to spend every transfer window 100, 150, 200 million pounds on players in every year, and yet they are able to spend 1.5 billion pounds, that's 1,500 million pounds in like 10-15 years, and get away with it because they can afford the best lawyers and they can just throw money at any problem to make it go away. The Premier League should come down hard on Manchester City. UEFA should come down hard on Man City as well. But let's, focus on Liverpool. I just had to get this off my chest because I absolutely hate seeing Man City dominate like this in English football, in European football. It is not right. Cheaters and people and clubs who break the rules shouldn't be able to get away with it. Look at Ivan Toney. Betting rules were broken, like a lot of them, and he's getting banned for 8 months. And that's, I think, a very long ban, and it's justified because he broke a lot of times, he broke the betting rules. But betting rules are not as important as, you know, financial fair play rules, and the Premier League states that if a club breaks financial fair play rules, they can basically put any punishment on them as much as they determine it's par for the course. It's justifiable that what kind of rules they have broken and how many they have broken. And I mean, Man City have confirmed 115 Premier League financial fair play rules. So if Ivan Toney is getting banned for 8 months for, you know, breaching betting rules, how much and how long should Man City be punished for? They should be relegated to League 2 or to even like the division above League 2. I think that's the Conference League, the league that Wrexham and Notts County got promoted from, or even like the lowest tier of English football. They should get relegated, and they should get their titles and trophies stripped of them, and because they haven't won them fair and square. And that's the biggest problem, that the Premier League has to come down hard on Manchester City, in my opinion. But you will see exactly how ambitious FSG are this summer. I think if we want to get anywhere near the level of Man City, probably one transfer window is not enough unless we spend something crazy like £250 million. That's how far we let the gap grow. I mean, it's 20-25 points now in the Premier League that Man City will finish above Liverpool with. I mean, if Liverpool spent £250 million in this summer transfer window, I will be absolutely shocked and amazed. And that is probably what it takes for Liverpool to breach that gap. But with the right kind of transfers, maybe a little bit like less spending, like 150 or 200 million, would also get Liverpool actually in the title race, get to somewhere where Arsenal are, 85 points. Maybe that's the maximum that I can see Liverpool finish with next season. But who knows, if Jurgen Klopp can work his miracles and his magic and transform this Liverpool side again, and, you know, get more out of the players than the sum of their parts, then hopefully this Liverpool team can really thrive next season. I'm really optimistic, and Liverpool are looking at 7 midfielders according to Goals Neil Jones, and he listed Alexis McAllister, Mason Mount, Moises Caicedo, Ryan Gravenberch, Matheus Nunes, João Palhinha, and Atalanta's Teun Koopmeiners. And I think 3 of those 7 midfielders would be enough. I would definitely sign Alexis McAllister. I think he's the closest. Neil Jones also confirmed that he's keen on joining Liverpool. I would, if we have the money, I would sign Moises Caicedo for the defensive midfield role. He would be absolutely terrific. And Mason Mount as well. That's the 3 midfielders that I would sign. If we signed those 3 midfielders and maybe Timber from Ajax, who can play centre back and right back, I think we can challenge for the Premier League title with those kind of midfielders. But let me know what they think in the comments below. I would love to hear it. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.